Welcome to Studio U. This is Stacy Croninger. We're excited to have you here for gift giving. We're going to go through some ideas of things that you can do for everyone on your shopping list, from friends and family to neighbors and kids, teachers, coaches. I mean, you can use these ideas for lots and lots of people. And we have Brooke, who's going to walk us through some studio tips and tricks once we get started. So first off, for all you lovely early birds, I'm going to give away 25 points. And tonight we're going to give it to Christina McCarthy. Christina McCarthy, congratulations. You have won 25 points. If you want to message me your account number, I will get those ads tomorrow. But first off, let's talk about the special going on for the month. At the end, we'll talk about the specials going on for the holidays. But for the month of October, calendars are on sale for 10% off. There are lots of new templates. We updated some existing templates, and so we're hoping that you will find templates that you can use to create those calendars with. Now, please ignore where it says storybook templates there. I really meant calendar templates. Here's one. This is 2017 Year-Round Fun by Michelle Bell, and it has lots and lots of spots for photos. It's laid out in this beautiful grid, but it has some fun accents throughout it as well. So go ahead and check out that calendar. Then we also have this one, 2017 You Make Me Smile by Leanne Ristbar, and this one is an 8.5 by 11. So you'll notice on the right-hand side here, it's a traditional calendar with your image on the top and then your calendar space on the bottom. And again, those are on sale until October 31st, so you have about 5 days, midnight, so make sure you get that taken care of if you want to save on your calendars. We do have them again during our holiday jubilee, but you can get them done in advance right now. So tonight we're going to talk about different gifts, and I'm going to start off with tried and true gift ideas, meaning these are ones that are already existing templates. I think we forget about how fun they can be, and so I want to show you a few of these ones that I think you'll like going and pulling. Okay, for stocking stuffers, neighbor gifts, for your girls to give to their friends, all those fun things. Lip balm. These are so fun. This is your standard size of stick lip balm, and you're ordering these large address labels, and you'll notice that there are two designs, and so you trim the large address label, and it has these little dashed lines. It tells you exactly where to trim it, so you can wrap it around the lip balm and then give it as a gift. So we have this one set that you can customize who it's even coming from, and it's very simple and cute. And then we have this other one that's really cute. We've got Under the Mistletoe, Have Yourself a Merry Little Kissmas. Hey, so some fun creativity going on there with those lip balms. So those are using large labels. These next ones I'm going to show you are also large address labels. The first one is Holiday Dough by Cynthia Coulon. This one's a little extra dough for the holidays. Now, you could either make up your own personal cookie dough recipe and put it in a bag or a container and put this large address label on it, or you could do what I sometimes do and go to the grocery store and buy one of those rolls of cookie dough and slap a sticker on it and call it good. The neighbors are going to love having those homemade cookies. Then we have Penguin Holiday Treats by Kelsey Kunz, and this one you can put on a jar, you could put on a bag, anything you want, any kind of fun little treat, whether it's candy or cookies or popcorn mix, whatever it is that you want to have as your sweet treat. The next one's using large labels. This first one is called Floral Surprise by Anna Bates, and this one are to and from labels. Now, wouldn't it be fun to give a sheet of these labels with some wrapping paper and bows to someone that then they can use it for the holidays? So whether it's a teacher or your neighbors or a coach or someone, I think they would love having a set of bows, wrapping paper, and these cute labels that they can do all their holiday wrapping in. And it's so nice to get something sometimes that you're not eating, because I don't know about you, but we get tons of food things at our house, and so this is just a fun change from that. But then getting back to the edible items, we have Muffin for Christmas by Cynthia Coulon. And this one is a sticker that you can put on either a muffin box mix, or in our area we have Lehigh roller mills, and so theirs come in these cute little flour sacks muffins, but it's a fun way to dress up those muffins, or you could bake a batch of muffins and give those to them. So you're getting Muffin for Christmas. Now we have another two large labels. The first one is a very nice label, Bright Christmas Treats by Brooke. And this one's just simple. You can change up who the family names are from, and it can go for anything. So maybe you have a set of towels that you're giving someone, or a gift card, or a treat box. This is a nice little sticker that you can put on the front of it to let it know that your family's thinking of them. Now the next one is Sanitizer by Lynn, and I'm sorry, Lynn, I don't want to destroy your last name, so we'll just go with Lynn. This is to put on the front of a bottle of sanitizer. It is so cute, and if you're worried about it rubbing off because the sanitizer might get wet when it's picked up, just put some clear packing tape over the top of it, and that will seal it in place. But it's such a cute little design that will fit perfectly on most of those sanitizer bottles, and just makes a fun thing to have out for the holidays. Okay, I just want to confirm that everyone can hear and see everything. We're good, right? Sometimes you feel like you're talking to yourself here, so I just want to make sure. Thank you for confirming that. Okay. Moving on, these are regular address labels, and here's a couple of ideas. Now, of course, making a nice set of address labels and giving it to someone, I'm sure they would love that. But if you're looking to step out of the box and do something different, how about wrapping some Hershey Nuggets in this cute little Santa Hershey Nugget wrap that, again, Lynn did. These are the Hershey Nuggets I'm talking, let's go back one. Hershey Nuggets I'm talking about right here. You can get them in small bags, large bags. Some of them are gold, some are silver, and you just wrap the address label around it, and it makes this cute little gift. You could put it in a bag together. You could put them on a piece of paper so they're all lined up, a bunch of little Santa suits. So adorable. Back to that concept of giving out gift things. This is a to from label. This is something that maybe you want to print up in advance that you're going to put on the gifts that you give out. So all you have to do is write in your name, and then it already has your personal name on there. So that will just help you with saving time as you set up those various gifts. Okay, this next one, I just love it. It's probably because I like hot cocoa. But these are business cards, and it's called Snowman Cocoa by Victoria. And it has this cute little poem on it. I heard that you've been naughty, so listen, here's the scoop. I'm running short on coal this year, so you get snowman poop. And then it has this little note on the back. But the idea is that you're doing a little baggie of either marshmallows, or I like to do the whole cocoa with mini marshmallows, and you put in a bag, and then you can staple this or tape it to the top of the bag. And this is a double-sided business card, so what we're showing here is the front on one and the back on another. If you really want to take an extra step, you could make one of those cute mugs, which you see pictured here. This is one of our love mugs. And so you could give them a mug and the cocoa with the cute note on it. So business cards aren't just for getting your name out there. They're for letting people know how much you appreciate them for the holidays. Okay, let's move on to new to you gift ideas. New to you because these are new in the template gallery or will be coming soon to the template gallery. So this first one is one that I created. I made tongue depressor puzzles a couple of years ago out of wrapping paper on one, and I think I had someone color a picture and cut it up, and you Mod Podge it on. And I thought this would be really fun to do as a print. So this is a 12 by 12 scrap page, And all you do is you take these little guys, you cut them up, you cut 1-inch strips, you Mod Podge them to these sticks. Now, I'll give you a hint. The next time we do it, Heritage Makers Create with us on Wednesday afternoons at 2, I'm going to do these, and I'll also show you how you can do photos with them. Okay, so this is just a fun idea. You can make these and put them in a cute little bag and tie the top of them, and then they can carry it in their church bag and their purse so you have them handy. They're a fun little gift just to have on hand, and they make really great stocking stuffers too. Okay, how many of you do the 12 Days of Christmas, whether you do it in your house or if you do it for a neighbor or a friend? I think it's fun to do this. It gives you an excuse to give to someone else, not that we're not already giving, but it's a fun and creative thing to do. So Brooke has created this 12 Days of Christmas. It's a scrap page, and all you have to do is cut these little guys apart and put them on a gift, and you can help someone celebrate the 12 Days of Christmas. So watch for this one coming soon to the template gallery. Brooke was kind enough to hustle these out in the past couple of days, so they haven't quite hit the gallery yet, but we'll make sure that they get you there. Moving on to another item that you may not think to use this way, 4x8 photo cards. So Brooke has created this first one called Fine Wine. So the holidays will be fine as long as there's wine, and then with your family name at the bottom. And you'll notice that there says here to cut this out, and then you slide it over the top of a bottle. Now, if your bottle has a really skinny neck and it's wide, you could also score right along this little line here so that it hangs down more. This is a fun way to put a tag on your bottle. And you know what? This one particularly has to have wine. Okay, but these next two you could do on any kind of bubbly drink. Okay, so may your holidays bubble over with joy and love. You could put that on sparkling apple cider or Sprite or root beer. We have Eat, Drink, and Be Merry as well, so lots of fun things with that. Sally is asking about the tongue depressors. They're just regular width. They're about 1 inch wide. So just regular old tongue depressors or craft sticks. They're not the popsicle sticks. They are the 1 inch wide popsicle sticks, or I'm sorry, craft sticks. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I'm just double checking since I have them sitting here on my desk. And these are actually 0.7 inches wide. They're jumbo craft sticks or tongue depressors. Okay, so 4x8 photo cards don't have to just be for cards. They can also be for these cute ways of letting people know you're thinking about them. Okay, this is such a fun idea. Get a set of coordinating paper plates, napkins, silverware, cups, whatever it is that you want. Tie them all together and then make this cute 5x5 circle die cut card that says, "Let us take care of the dishes." And then Merry Christmas on the back. You just attach that. I mean, in the busyness of the holidays, wouldn't it be nice to have some paper plates that you can just pull out, serve dinner, and be done, not have to worry about doing the dishes? So fun idea with that one. This next one is large address labels, and there are 2 ideas here. These are each a separate project. One is reindeer noses, and the idea behind this is a label that you can pull off and put on a bag of Whoppers. So whether you get a huge bag of Whoppers and divide them into cute little cellophane guys so you can see them, or if you get the little bag of Whoppers, whatever you do, but there's your reindeer noses for that one. The other one is snowman noses. And what does the snowman make his nose of? Carrots, of course. So if you're looking for a healthier treat to give someone, then you could use a cute little bag of baby carrots that you put this cute little sticker on the top of. And again, you could bag them yourself, and that would work beautifully. I tried to think of what other kind of snowman noses you could do. And you could go back to that whole hot chocolate thing and do the little marshmallows, but, you know, whatever you think of with snowman noses, that's what you give that gift away. Okay, and this next one was a very last-minute thing. Don't you love having potpourri simmering on your stove? And there's so many great recipes out there that include cinnamon sticks and cloves and orange slices. And so put together a bag of your favorite potpourri, whether you buy it or make it yourself, and then make this 5x7 circle pop-out card. And you could either give them the whole card or just pop out the little ornament thing and tie it on the front of the potpourri. On the back, you have all the simmering instructions for setting up that potpourri. So again, a quick and easy that you can do for anyone on your shopping list. So now we are going to turn the time over to Brooke, and she's going to show us some fun things that you can do in studio. So Brooke, are you ready? Ooh, Sally has a great idea before I hand it over to Brooke. You could make your own and use essential oils like the Christmas tree that was just released. That's a brilliant idea, okay? So lots and lots of fun things you can do for that. Okay, Brooke, are you ready to take the reins? Oh, I'm hoping Brooke is ready. I'm going to text her real quick and make sure that she is ready. I know.
I was muted.
Oh, there
apparently.
You are. I figured you must have been. I thought, well, either you're helping out Henry still or you're muted. Okay, I'm switching it to you.
Okay, it's asking me.
Oops.
Right.
Did you get it? Okay.
Pretty good. It says I have it. So as long as you guys can see my screen. And Stacy, are you watching questions?
I am watching questions, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to just show a couple of things, basically the same concepts, but in a couple of different ways. And then if you guys have any questions, whether it's about something that we have shown or just anything that you've been wondering about in studio, now would be the time to ask, okay? So first things first, Stacy showed you this fun Let Us Do the Dishes template that I created. I was having a lot of fun with this. But I know that the circle die cut cards are not necessarily the most cost-effective option for something like this that you're going to order several of to give to neighbors or whoever. So I wanted to show a really easy way to import it onto a large address label or a 4x6 invitation. So just using our import page tool to be able to change the product type of a template that you love but would maybe like to order on a different format. So I'm opening up a 4x6 invitation. It is blank. I just barely started it. And I'm going to just show how easy this would be to import onto a different shape of a card like this. So I'll go down here into the My Projects tab. And I just searched here in my unfinished projects because that's where this product is sitting right now in this account. And then I found it here. And if I click on one of these pages, it'll show me everything that was used on that page. And then there's a button here that says Import Page. So I say, yes, import this page. And that was just asking if you were absolutely sure that you want to import the page because it is going to replace anything that was on the page. So if you had anything on the page, and this is true anytime you use the import page, you want to make sure that there's nothing that you don't want to lose because it will make it disappear forever. No way to get it back even from CS. I know that from experience. And just to say, I turned off this handy dandy design guide here. I always say to make sure that you read this and know what it is saying about the product that you're in. But once you know what it's talking about and are aware of the type of product that you're designing, you can toggle it off just with this design guide button up here. And then that makes it easier to see full screen. So for me, I'm on a laptop, so it makes my studio screen a little bit smaller than, say, Stacy's, which is on a large widescreen desktop. So it helps me to be able to see more in depth my project. So you'll notice I imported it on here. And the one that I imported from was a 5x5 square shape. This is a 4x6. So you'll notice it doesn't quite fit perfectly, but I can select all. I'm just doing a drag select and making sure that I touch everything. Or you can also do edit, select all. It will do the same thing. So if I drag select, it's got a pink border, meaning that all of those items are locked. So if I were to try to move them around, I wouldn't be able to. So if I just up here in the toolbox, I can click unlock, and then it gives me a black border because they're all different sizes. If I were to click any one of these items now, they will be green. But then the next thing to do, I'm going to grab this background, and I don't like the square shape on here. I'm a bit of a perfectionist and like just enough bleed outside the edge, but I want it to fit. So I'm holding down the Shift key. You can also click Unlock Proportions up here, and it will do the same thing so that you don't have to hold down Shift. You can just move it around. If the proportions are locked and you try to do that, it will change the entire thing to keep the shape. So holding down Shift or unlocking the proportions will allow you to change the shape. But it did skew my paper a little bit, so I'm going to go back here down to the My Project tab. And then if I lock it, so I have a pink border on this background here, then I can take the paper up and swap it out just by dragging it here into the Drop Art to Swap box. So that'll swap it out. That way when it prints, if there was any kind of a design on here, it would not be skewed. It would be exactly how it should be. Okay, and then I'll close this. So the design now is a bit off center, and actually it kind of works where it's at, but I think I want to move it a little more to the center. So I'm going to select everything, but then I want to leave the background where it is. So I'm going to hold down Shift and deselect the background. So now I have everything else except the background selected. I'm going to unlock it and then click something here. I can click any one of those items as long as I'm sure to click an item, and I can move them around. I kind of think I want it semi-centered. It doesn't have to be perfect. The snowflakes make it kind of an eccentric design, so it could be anywhere. Honestly, it looked kind of cute off to the side down here, but I like it a little bit centered. So I could keep it as easy as that and just have the front look like that. Then if I go to the back, it is blank. I'm going to go back down here to My Projects and click the back of the card. You can see all the items here. I'm going to do Import Page. So again, it's telling you that it will replace all the items on the page if there are any. So once you understand that, click Yes. And then same thing with the background. You'll see the skew a little bit this time. It's glitter. It's a glitter paper, so you won't be totally noticeable, but you will see it manipulate the shape a little bit. So holding down Shift, and you can see the design of the paper, how it just kind of squishes it. So I'm going to set that there, lock it, back down to My Project, and then just grab it and swap it right into this little box here. So that just pops it back to its correct shape. Now I want you to notice this Merry Christmas is individual letters. I used an alphabet for this. So I want to make sure that I select the whole thing together and don't miss any. So I select it all, deselect the background. I missed the name down here, so I'm going to click that just to add it on to what I have selected. And then again, unlock so that I can move them around and just center it. If I want to get exact, I can't center this as a group to the page, but I can center this little name here. So in the Align and Distribute tools, I'm going to go to Page and then Align Center. You can see the direction. So it kind of jumped just a tiny bit to the side. So if I want to be exact, I can select just the letters and tap them to the side a little bit so that it's correct. Most people aren't as nitpicky as I am about centering, but I like my things to be precise. So that's how easy it is to change this into a 4x6 card, and then you could order as many of these as you want. You would not have to order them in packs of 12 like you do with the die cut cards. You could order 1, you could order 20, easy as that. So if I close out of here, the other version of this that I wanted to show was changing it into a large address label. So this is a two-sided design. An address label obviously is only one surface. So we're going to kind of manipulate the design a little bit, but make it, I don't know where I was going with that. We're going to manipulate the design a little bit just to change it into a single design instead of a back and front. Stacy, have we had any questions so far?
Nope, you're good. I answered the one we had.
Perfect. Okay. So again, down here in the My Projects tab, use this. I'm going to click Unfinished Projects, and then if I type in the name, and grab the original project here, first page, import, yes, import this page. I'm going to turn off my design guide just so we can see the whole area. And then I'm going to do basically what we did before, want to make sure I can see all of it. You'll notice the design of the card is a little bit bigger than the address label because the address label is a smaller product. So it popped in at the exact same size as it was on the other project, and then we have to size it down. So edit, select all, or drag select, and then I'm going to unlock it. And I'm just going to grab this black edge here and size the whole thing down to where it's more appropriate for the label. So I can adjust a little bit and then just kind of center it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I think what I want to do is select everything except the background paper, and then I'm just going to tap these up. I'm holding down Shift, so you'll see it jumps a little bit more than if I were to just click my up arrow. So if you hold down Shift, it kind of jumps a bit. But I'm going to slide it up, maybe just a little above center. And then I'm going to come down here to the My Projects tab again. And if I wanted to do this, just a really simple adding the family name back on here, all I would have to do is pull that up, change it to white so that it shows up on the red background. I might even make it a little bit smaller, or if I had a longer last name, and then just center it on the page. You could also have a little fun with it. Pull up the glitter paper here and just kind of put this at the bottom of the design. I'm going to change it in the layering a bit. I put it to the back, and then I'm going to tab it forward with the bring forward button, just so that it comes in front of the red paper back there. And then I can change this name back to red. Oops, sorry. Didn't want to put a fill color on the toolbox. Slip of the fingers. There we go. So if I put the font color to red again, and then I think if I'm going to do that, I'm going to slide the design up just maybe another click or two to give me a little bit of space. But that way, I have that fun bit of glittery gold paper, but without having to have a second design. And this way I can order 12 labels in one project, which is a little more cost effective if, say, you have 30, 40 neighbors that you want to give gifts to. So just fun options. Pause for questions just in case.
No questions yet. You're doing great.
Okay, reload the page so we can see all those. And then the other one I wanted to show, so Stacy showed these adorable snowman noses and reindeer noses. So these are made so that you fold them in half over the top of a bag or some kind of, any kind of bag with the items in it. But another fun option is to make them into double-sided business cards. And then you get a whole set of 54, I believe, business cards in a pack. And you can staple them to things, you can tape them on, you can attach them to pretty much anything. And they're nice and little and very much cost effective. So again, I'm going to turn off the design guide. I'm going to go down here into the My Projects tab, and I forgot what that project is called. Snowman noses. Simple enough. So in my projects in progress, find our snowman noses. And this, we're taking a single design and we're going to turn it into 2 pages. So kind of the opposite of what we just did. So I'm going to import the whole thing onto the front, and then in a second I'll import it onto the back as well. So you'll see it's a little bit bigger, but then if I select all, and I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to give it a 90% rotation. And then I'm going to just slide it up a little bit so that he fits nicely here on the card. I think we can even go up a tiny bit in size, but let's leave it there. So you'll notice my background paper doesn't quite fill the space. All I have to do is grab the edges and pull the background paper up a little bit so that it fits. And that would be the easiest way to create one side of the design. Then I've got this extra stuff up here. You can delete it or you can leave it. It's not the end of the world when it's only 2 items up here, but that's up to your choice. I'm going to import the design onto the back, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the background to make sure that it matches up. So I'm going to take the design again and import. And then the other side we rotated 90 degrees. This side we're going to select all, unlock, and then we're going to type in -90. And then just hit enter. And this will give me the other side of the design. So if I set that up on there, I'm going to take this text box and I'm going to make it so that it goes clear outside of the bleed area. So I stretched it longer and then again 2-page and align center. And that'll just jump it so that this blue stripe goes all the way across so that you don't get any funky white edges when you order your business cards. And then I'm going to center Merry Christmas. That was just about perfect. Just to make sure that it's centered. And then with the background, this is just my preference. Again, it doesn't really matter if it's exact, but it's fun. I'm going to delete these other couple of things, and then I'm going to grab the background from the front of the card. I'm just going to copy it, and then edit, paste special, paste in place. And you'll notice the white is on the right side, and we want it to be on the left side of the back so that it matches up. All I have to do is flip it horizontally, and then I'm just going to push it all the way to the back of the design. And then if I save, when these print, that white kind of faded edge will be on the same side of the card when you're holding it, which will be really cute. So really easy way to create playing cards out of this single design.
Were you doing playing cards or business cards?
Business cards. What did I say?
You said playing cards. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
I thought we were doing business cards. Okay, business cards.
But you could absolutely do it with playing cards too, though, and they would be adorable.
Yeah, that would be really cute.
So if we have any questions.
No questions.
If you guys are a fantastic audience. Well, Stacy, is there anything you think we should show?
Well, how about if I give away some points real quick, and then I think on that particular thing. So we're going to give away points to Linda Belgum. I think that's Linda's last name. Linda Belgum. It's B-E-L-G-U-M. We appreciate you coming to class tonight. Let's just ask the group, is there anything that you want to see? Yeah, Sally, I did give away points. Way to go, Sally. Any questions that people want to see from what we've done so far? No questions so far. Let me think about this. Why don't you show the Hershey Nuggets and how you line up the designs so that they wrap around properly?
Perfect, I can do that. Okay, we're going to start a new project. And then under Home and Office, I'm just grabbing the plain address labels.
While you're opening that, Catherine has a question about, is there a way to put a border on several pictures at the same time?
Absolutely. I will show that.
So after you do the labels. Well, you're already doing labels. So Catherine, we will come back and do that for you.
Okay, but we will show that. Okay. Okay, so the very top portion of the Hershey Nuggets is only about, Stacey, tell me if I'm wrong, 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch wide.
Yeah, it's not very wide at all.
There at your desk. Yeah, it's not very wide. It's only about 1/4 of the length of these little labels. So you honestly want the top of your design in this little space. Here, let's show this. So if I grab a toolbox, or a text box here, I'm going to delete the text out of it, and then we're just going to use it as a visual aid. So if I give it a fill color, a more attractive fill color, and then I'm going to tell it that I want it to be 0.75 inches wide. So that is 3/4 of an inch wide. And then I'm going to send it to the very, very middle of the design so that it's perfectly there. So when I design the chocolate wraps, I try to keep my design in that area so that it stays on the top of the chocolates. And then if you want to put a little something on the side of the chocolate, or I love putting something on this little strip on the side just to add something to the bottom of the chocolate, but the main portion of your design should be right here. And you can design it either way. I like to design it sideways of what we're looking at. So for example, let's find one of our fun, let's do one of these. It's not Christmas, but it's close enough. These adorable fall collections. So if we find maybe a cute little word art, I think that would be adorable. Okay, I'm just going to turn this guy sideways. Again, rotate 90 degrees. And then I'm going to size it down so that it fits on the chocolate. I want to make sure that it goes all the way out past the bleed area, which is very small on labels like this. They don't tend to move around much when they're putting them together, but it still can happen. So this one you'll notice goes a little bit wider, but the pumpkins and the words should mostly be on the top. You could also, it'd be really adorable to move this down and have it be to the side of the chocolates, but I digress. So if I were to do that and then maybe grab this fun plaid paper as the main design, centered on there real quick, and then I could just take a solid paper over here, like maybe the orange, and it doesn't have to be very big, and all I would do for the bottom portion of the design is take a couple of these, and they don't have to be perfect, they don't have to be exact, just a little bit there as a pop of color. And then you could take a text box, and we could say maybe this is for just a fall celebration party, and it could be autumn. And we will make it kind of this off-white to match the cutest pumpkin text. You can get that. And then maybe.
Are you using the All Year Round Jubilation collection?
Is that where I was? Yes, I am.
Okay.
One of my two favorites. I get those two mixed up because they coordinate so well. Bright Fall and Jubilation. But they're both so adorable. So if we were to pick maybe just a plain font here, and we're going to want this rather small, but I could bolden it if I do a different font. Anyway, so make it rather small. Actually, I think I want it this dark blue color. And then I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees again. And when you are designing these, you will want the text on the bottom portions to go the same direction. So this one will also be 90 degrees. I won't want it facing the inside of the design. Otherwise, they won't read the same direction when you put it on the chocolate. So if you have them the same design, so I want autumn over here, and then I'm going to copy and paste, and then make this one 2016. So if I put this up here, and I know it's kind of backwards thinking, but when they are wrapped around the chocolate, it will read autumn 2016. So very, very simple and just fun. Any questions about that one?
Very cute. Nope, that worked beautifully. That's a great explanation.
Into a template.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might have to do that because it's dang cute. Okay, yeah, if you can just show how to put a border on multiple pictures at one time, that would be lovely.
Can do. Okay, I'm just going to open a blank 12 by 12 scrap page. So this is true, what I'm going to show is true for borders, drop shadows, fill colors, whatever formatting option you would like to translate over to multiple items at the same time. It's what I use if I'm creating if I'm creating a title out of excuse me guys, I'm losing my brain tonight. If I'm creating a title out of alphabet letters, I use this if I want to give them all a fill color. So we are going to, excuse my niece. So we're going to pretend we have a couple of pictures up here. Let me make them a little bit smaller and align them. Okay, so if we have all of these three, and I take one and I give it a white border that is 10 points wide, which you cannot see. Let's throw a background paper on here. Just for fun, again, out of Jubilations, all year round Jubilations.
You are a little obsessed with that.
With centering things?
No, with Jubilation.
It's fun. I love the colors. Okay, so we give it a border. Again, this is also true with any of these. So if I were to also give it a drop shadow, it would translate that over at the same time as well. So if I take that and then I copy, and then other items that I want to apply it to, then I'm just going to click Edit, Paste Special, Paste Format. So that just translates the same formatting options across the board. So the same thing, and we're going to play with this again because we're in here. And this alphabet, if you haven't played with it, is absolutely adorable. It's so cute. And it's cute in wood, but it is also cute. I'm just going to spell out happy real quick. It is also very, very adorable if you give it a fill color to make it a solid color. So great way to think outside the box and play around with alphabets. So I'm going to line these up real quick. And they're relatively the correct proportions. Some alphabets are not because different letters tend to be different sizes. This one, the A, is a little bit larger than it should be, but it's still fairly close. So I'm going to click these and align them really quick so that they're all together. Okay, so if we have that there and I decide that I want to give it a solid color, for example, white, if I apply it here to the H, see how cute that is with a fill color, then I'm going to copy the H because it has the fill color that I want, hold down Shift and select the other ones. It doesn't matter if you have the one selected because it's just going to apply it to it anyway, but you can just select the ones that you want to apply it to, and then Edit, Paste Special, Paste Format, and it just applies it across the board. Super cute. Thoughts, comments, questions?
That's very fun. Catherine was very happy to learn how simple it was to apply that.
And it works across different pages of a project too. So if you're working on a book and you do something on one page and then want to apply it to items on another page, go for it.
Cool. That's a brilliant thing to do. Okay, any last questions for Brooke before we move back to the end? Not seeing any come through. We'll pause for just a second to make sure that nothing else is coming up. Doesn't look like it. So, Brooke, if you'll give me control again, then we'll go from there.
Do you request it, or does it say it on my screen?
That's a good question. Hang on, I have to get out of my...
I don't think I have it.
Here. Change presenter. Go back to me. I get it back. Show my screen. Okay. Everyone should be seeing my screen now. Okay, let's take a sneak peek of what we have coming back. Brooke, there's a question. Can you answer Patty's question real quick? So in November, we have several collections coming. One is called Cozy Winter. You're going to feel all warm and wintry with this one. It's a basic collection. I pulled out a few of the things that caught my eye. Is that deer not incredible? I'm like, wow, such a fun look. And because it's a solid color, you can change it to other colors to match your layout. It has these fun flags. I love this little snowman. He's on the flag, and it has these woven parts, and there's some greenery. And there's actually a couple colors of this snowflake, and of course it had to have the mug because, you know, it's cozy. You'll see there's some papers with this as well. And I believe there's actually an alphabet with this one. I have totally spaced that now. So look for Cozy Winter as a basic collection, and that will be coming in November. In our Premier area, we have one that's going to make you want to pull out your baking supplies and get baking. It's called Christmas Baker. And this one has 6 fonts with it. I've shown you 2 of them here. You'll see the green one that looks like felt with the blanket stitch around it. There's a red version of that. I'm showing you a glitter one as well, and I don't remember what all the other fonts were, but 6 total fonts in this. And then it has all these adorable baking things. Look at this gingerbread cookie. He looks real enough to eat. And this cute little Santa cookie. And you've got a whole bunch of these little 3x4 cards, and there's some 4x6 cards. There's some circle guides. There's arrows. There's flags. There's all sorts of fun things in this collection. This is just showing a few of the things in here. I'm telling you what, after looking at this stuff, I'm just a little bit hungry. Look at that Christmas tree gingerbread cookie. Oh, so many fun things. So watch for that one, November, coming in the Premier collection. Okay. The other sale you need to be aware of that's going on right now is Holiday Jubilee. You're going to save 10%. Each week there is a different group of items on sale. And yes, these items run from Monday to Monday, so there is an overlap. So this week we have mugs, coasters, and necklaces on sale. But then next Monday we start also having a sale for playing cards, ornaments, 11x14 prints, and 18x24 prints. Okay, and then once that one ends, we go to our next one, which is storybooks, all sizes and styles, including lay flat and extra pages, as well as the board books. I just want to call out board books because that is a new item. Then the first full week of November, maybe the second week of November, all bags. And please make sure that you look at the flyer for this that shows the shipping deadlines. There is a deadline for bags. So we made sure we put them on sale before that deadline, but make sure you check those deadlines. Then the next week in November are greeting cards, including shape cards, invitations, and address labels, so you'll be all set for sending out your holiday cards as well as putting a beautiful address label on it too. The next week of November, we have metal prints, wood prints, and canvases. Then we go to calendars, all sizes and styles, scrap pages, all sizes, and postbound albums. And the last week of our sale, we're doing notepads, magnets, phone cases, iPad cases, booklets, 8.5x11 wire-bound books. We tried to do this in a logical sense, things that maybe take a little more time or that take longer to print, things you can do at the last minute that are quick, like notepads and magnets that make great stocking stuffers that at the last minute you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need to do this, hurry, hurry. Okay, so that will give you some options there for these different sale items, okay? So how do these sale items work with your monthly subscription? So it is 10% off on top of whatever you're saving already. Okay, so if you're getting 15% off, you're getting an additional 10% off on that. So yes, it does go on top of those sales. Okay, so please take advantage of these. We want you to have a wonderful holiday season, and what better way to do that than by sharing your beautiful photos with those people that you love. Okay, the last thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to give away 25 more points. Okay, and these points are going to Jacqueline Marzin. We are so glad you came tonight, and we will give you 25 points, not 75. How about 25 points for showing up for class tonight? Okay, next month is going to be on November 17th. It's going to be Studio 101, and we're going to talk about storybooks. We are not going to have a Studio U in December because it's so busy and that third week lands awful close to the holidays. So we're going to let you just focus on enjoying your family during that time. But we want to make sure that you're ready to wrap up your year as far as all those memories and things. And so Studio 101 means that we're going to go through some of the basics and make sure that you clearly understand how to do those everyday things within Studio, okay? So if you have people who have struggled with using Studio, Studio 101 is a great time to come. And again, we're going to focus on storybooks for this session. So we are so glad that you came tonight. Thank you so much for supporting this class. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will be sharing this recording probably tomorrow, so watch for that, and then we'll see you back here on November 17th. Thanks, everyone, and have a wonderful night. Bye.